and it is time to talk about the Eagles. Welcome back. I'm stringing along a few videos in a row, which is pretty cool. Haven't done that in a while, so we're just going to keep on rolling. But today, I'm going to talk about, I've been doing a lot of not fun topics, and I'm going to continue that, at least for me. It might be fun for you, depending on your stance of the general football world. The Eagles look horrible. Not like a team that's going through some adversity after a Super Bowl run. Not a team that's going through a little rough patch. They look terrible. Genuinely bad. And that starts, for me, with the defense. And that defense performance against Arizona, against Dallas, against San Francisco, against Washington, against Mac Jones. I mean, I can name more. It's just week after week of just the first week being passing through us like we have no secondary, and these last weeks being just like run up and down our throats, whatever you want. We let the Arizona Cardinals, who have like 3 or 4 wins on the season, just have their absolute way. And I knew when that last drive happened and there was like a few minutes on the clock and they just need a touchdown, I'm like, they're going to get that touchdown. There's no way they don't get that touchdown the way our defense has been playing. It's bad. It's really bad. And I can keep describing adjectives for bad, but I'm going to try to talk about why it's so bad. So I think we can start in the off season, which was a pretty interesting offseason, the way it started, because how it started was we lost a whole bunch of players from last year, like Kyzir White, TJ Edwards, Gardner Minshew, our backup, CJ Gardner-Johnson, like key guys to our team, right? And everyone was like, oh, it's the Eagles collapse, like all that. We also lost Javon Hargrave. And it's like, yeah, this doesn't look great, but, let's wait a few weeks. And we did. And the team looked really good because we signed some depth at safety, although that was yet to be figured out because of the absence of CJ. But we think we had a pretty good hold on what it was. We signed Rashad Penny, Olamide Zaccheaus to replace Zach Pascal as that fourth guy. And then the draft came. We get Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith in the first round. We trade for DeAndre Swift. We just nailed the draft, right? Sidney Brown in the third round, who's been real good at times. And it's like, okay, we're back. We filled these holes really nice. And it's like, yeah, it's not going to be the same team. It's not going to be as good, not going to be as explosive, what have you. But this still looks like a Super Bowl roster. And that was kind of the consensus around the league. That this is still a Super Bowl caliber roster. And then we go into the year, and it was a rough game against the Patriots. And it's like, you kind of expect that, right? You start the year, it's always a little rough the first game, whatever. And then, we win, 5 in a row. And, 5 of our first 6 for sure. And it's like we were winning games, but everyone was like, it's a little too close. And I was like, that's crazy. We're still this. I was still like, we're still very good. You don't go 5-1 by accident, which is true. I still totally stand by that. And then if you look at the specific games, you had the Sam Howell games where he just threw all over us. Just had really good games, and he's not that great. He got benched, but then didn't get benched because Jacoby got hurt. Whatever. But we were the better team, so we found a way to win both times. And it's like, yeah, those wins are happening that could have been losses. It was a little rough. Then you had the Jets loss. But then after the Miami, Dallas, Kansas City, Buffalo, Kansas City run, it's like we won all of those. And it's like, we're still here. We are still here. We're beating good teams. And I still think those wins are super valid and super important, that we can be good. We can beat anyone. This is true. But then now you're looking at this back half of the season where it's getting blown out by the 49ers, getting blown out by Dallas, losing to Seattle in a stupid game that you don't lose. And then you have the Giants win, which is like whatever. And then you have the complete meltdown against Arizona in your home stadium. Complete meltdown. Up 21-6 at half, and then you couldn't stop a thing. Not one thing. They got whatever they wanted. James Conner looked like Adrian Peterson. He looked like LaDainian Tomlinson. He looked like Barry Sanders. Like, he was getting whatever he wanted. Anything. And Michael Carter the same. Got anything he wanted. And it was just like, it leaves you frustrated because you're like, the team is in such a mess right now. You have this rumors popping up in the locker room. A.J. Brown not talking. He talked yesterday, which was encouraging. I found a lot of the things he said encouraging, although the whole situation with him has been frustrating. I was personally encouraged. But, like, it's been rumor city in our locker room. When you talk about the defense, there's just no tackling. The linebackers are terrible. You sign Shaq Barrett, and he's had some good flashes, but it's still rough. You hope Zach Cunningham coming back, hopefully by playoffs. He's been questionable for 3 weeks now. You hope that he can come back and maybe at least get you some tackling. But it's it's rough, man. The Nakobe Dean loss is rough. Expecting Morrow to play elite, not elite, but good linebacker play has not paid off. And there's also been questions about the offense, but the play creativity and whatever, which has been terrible. The play calling has been terrible. You have a QB draw on 3rd and 13s, bubble screens on 3rd and longs. I've seen way too many Julio Jones screens. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know why that's in the playbook. Why is he catching screens at his old age? What are we doing? And the thing that makes it wilder, the offense isn't even my main concern. I know the offense is going to get points no matter how frustrating it is. It's going to get points, as we've seen. We haven't there hasn't been too many games where we haven't put up big numbers. Dallas and 49ers, sure. But there hasn't been those games where it's they can't score at all. We've been able to score. So I trust Jalen. I trust Devontae. I think he'll be back by playoffs for sure. I trust AJ. I trust Dallas. I trust the offensive line. I trust DeAndre Swift. The only thing I don't trust is them being set up for the best possible plays. But also, I think that we have enough talent to put scores on the board that you should be fine. The issue is the defense is not giving you chances to even play. The time of possession was the worst thing from that game. It was they had 40 minutes of possession of the ball, which is absurd. The offense was barely on the field. And the fact that they put up 30 whatever points, well, less than that because of the pick six. But the fact they put up that is amazing. They played great, right? And there's plays, of course, that were bad and bad mistakes. But in the grand scheme of things, the fact that they put up that many points is crazy because there was no margin for error because the defense didn't get off the field. And that wasn't the case in the Dallas game, and that wasn't the case in the 49ers game because when you give up these big plays and you don't give your offense a chance to even compete, it doesn't matter how good you are. It does not matter. So we've seen the switch of the defensive coordinator from Sean Desai to Matt Patricia, even though they're not calling it a defensive coordinator. That's exactly what he's doing. It's just not doing anything because for the defense, it's the personnel. It's not good. The linebackers are not good. James Bradbury has been not good. Slay has been okay, but he's not on the field, obviously. Keely Ringo, cool. Eli Rex, fine. They're doing fine for rookies, but there's been the inexperience you've seen. They've been burned on plays. There's been bad penalties from them. It's just, you can only expect so much. The defensive line, supposed to be absolutely elite, has been silent. Silent. It's been like there's no reason why this shouldn't be better than what we had last year. Hassan Reddick had a fantastic first half, went silent. I haven't heard Josh Sweat's name called in the game in a long time. He's disappeared. Jalen Carter, he gets his pressures, but he's still not he's not in the backfield every play like I felt like he was in the first half. Fletcher Cox, I'm not even mad at him. He's still balling at his age. It's crazy. Jordan Davis, I think he's been fine. But it's I don't really blame the run stopping on them as much as they do the linebackers because you see they have trouble getting to that first level, but once they get to that second level, it's like a party. They just go crazy. So I'm not totally blaming the run on them. I'm blaming not getting to the quarterback and giving quarterbacks way too much time to make plays. That's an issue. And that's what has made our defense so good for a decade, has been having that defensive line just that pressuring, that scary. It's important, and we just haven't seen that. So hopefully that can show up. If that shows up in the playoffs, we can beat teams. It's quite simple. And if Zach Cunningham comes back and you can actually be serious in the run game, then you're cool, right? And I think the offense, if it just stops those stupid turnovers, I don't think it's I don't think it's realistic that we're going to do a serious run, right? Because of how they've been playing. But this team should be able to make a run with the talent it has. There's no reason it shouldn't. It's just, I just don't think there's enough time for them to figure that out again for this season. I think we'll be fine for next season. I think we'll fix some stuff at the linebacker, figure out our whole cornerback situation. I think it'll be fine. But I think we've run out of time to keep learning from our mistakes when the mistakes keep happening and keep getting worse. I think that's the issue. So, I don't know. I'm pretty pessimistic when it comes to this postseason. I am not putting that much expectation, so any win is going to be a surprise and cool for me. But I don't foresee a big run coming because of these issues that I don't see them fixing in 2 weeks. I just don't. Now, you get the Buccaneers, probably the first game of the playoffs. Maybe you get the Falcons. Maybe some crazy stuff happens. But chances are you're playing the Buccaneers. And you beat them earlier in the season, but it wasn't as easy as it could have been. And, they're solid, but I still think you need to handle business there. And then when it gets to the second round, it's that's where you probably go home. You probably go home. And it's unfortunate, but it's at this point, you just got to accept it for what it is. The A.J. Brown quotes were cool. I'm glad that they still have the coaches back when we've been hearing all that stuff about it. So maybe they'll figure it out. Maybe everyone will figure it out, and it'll be one big happy thing, and we don't have to worry about anything. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinions on the Eagles. I'm hopefully going to do a nice playoff review when the whole bracket is set, and I can break down my predictions and whatnot. So that will be fun. So, yeah. Let me know what you thought about it. Give me your opinion. Like, subscribe, share. We're going on a nice little run. Let's keep it going. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.